the 1960 Rebel 300 at Darlington, you blew a tire, you went over the wall and hit a scoring stand in the Chevrolet convertible. Honestly, first time I saw it on YouTube, I was like, where was this at? Like, I was just shocked. And honestly, I think it's one of the most famous wrecks in NASCAR history. Could you take us through that wreck and your experience with that? Because I'm sure it was pretty scary.
Yeah, I have no trouble recalling that one. That was a scary situation. You know, you never get scared when you're wrecking, unless it's a long slide and the wall's coming to you. Then you got time. But most of the time, everything happens so quick, and you're trying to mine's running ahead of you, and you're trying to do everything you can to either avoid or make it, do the best situation out of it you can. But that, I think we were running third at the time, and we blew the guy that was really eating up tires really bad, and a lot of them already changed tires. And the Firestone guy came down to old Don, my partner, in mechanic, chief or whatever, told him, says, you better get Johnny in. There's guys that their tires are in the course when they come in, and he's lapped them. And so Don was out there. Back then you had to go out on the racetrack with a signboard because you pitted over the wall on the track side, and he's out there holding the board up. And as I was coming through 3 and 4 for him to show me the board there on the front straightaway, I blew the right rear tire. And what happened? I wore it through the cords, and it blew out. And the car started spinning, and I couldn't get it to go back up against the guardrail where I could get it straightened out. So I just started to go ahead and spin it around. I locked down the brakes to spin it, and when I did, the right front blew, and the car just shot back up the racetrack and went, kind of made a little hop up on top of the guardrail. And there's the caution lights back then. They had them on a big board sitting right outside the guardrail, but 2 or 3 places around the racetrack, showing the caution lights if there was a caution. And I was in the area and was looking at that big board coming at me, or me coming at it anyway, with a caution light board, and it looked like it was going to come right through the windshield. And as I was in the air, there was nothing I could do. And you can't get down on the seat or anything because you're in a seatbelt. So I just thought, well, I put my head down, and hopefully my helmet would, absorb some of the impact of the glass, and just the last second. What can you do? That's all I could do. And went there. Next thing I know, it's flipping over, and sand and dirt and stuff's all coming up inside the car, and then there was a big hard hit, and then the car just dropped to the ground, and that was it. And anyway, got to looking at what happened. It just took a chunk out of the bottom of that caution board. Took about I don't know, maybe 8 inches covered it, something of it, and like with the top of the windshield. And anyway, the car flipped over, and it hit that scoring stand, and it hit upside down, which was a blessing, because if it would hit with my, front to top, which you had no top, it was a convertible. If I'd have hit there, it'd probably killed me. Because that was the stand that the scores stayed in, and it was on big high poles because they had to be up over where they could see over the bank to score the cars. And what had happened, it flipped, and as the car went upside down, it hit those poles and knocked the supports out of one end of the stand, and part of the stand fell down.
Yeah.
And the stairway going up, took it out, and but it didn't. Nobody got hurt. except the cameraman that had his camera was filming the wreck, and the impact caused him cut around his eye for the. Anyway, I didn't know where I was or what happened because I'm laying upside down in under the car. You got to wait. You can't get too quick to get out of the car because sometimes it'll flip like that and then it'll get quiet and you think you're stopped and maybe you're in the air and you're still going and turn the seatbelt loose and then there's a lot of guys that got killed doing that. So anyway, so I always wait. Then
Wow.
I started to crawl out under the car to see where I was and what happened. And that was the worst scare I ever had. I mean, I looked and I saw that stand collapse because I was just right close to it where I ended up. If I hadn't hit it, I'd have been out in the parking lot. But and I thought, right away I had this flash of seeing mutilated people, that I thought I went through the stand. I knew there's people up there. But I didn't go through it. I went under it. But I was looking around and my heart was in my mouth. Horrible thing to think, that you're going to see that. And but by the time finally somebody got over there and I was already out of the car by then. But that was scary.
Yeah.
And just like when I saw that I was gonna go through that sign. I mean that caution light board, and thinking it was going to tear the windshield out.
Yeah.
It steered. No thought of fear or anything came to it. It's just this was probably what's going to happen. What can I do? And you do it. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't have time to get scared about it.
Yeah. I mean that definitely was crazy, and miraculously, thankfully no one was injured except for a cameraman. You mentioned I didn't even know that a cameraman was injured in that, but wow, I mean, what a story.